Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the TRRC for this morning's proceedings. Imam, you have the floor. If you can offer some prayers, please.
Thank you very much. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Rahmanir Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. الله الذي جعل لكم الأرض قرارا والسماء بناء وصوركم فأحسن صوركم وزرعكم من طيبات ذلكم الله ربكم فتبارك الله رب العالمين هو الحي لا إله إلا هو فادعوه مخلصين له الدين الحمد لله رب العالمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين.
Thank you, Chairman.
Sorry.
Lord God, Jehovah, the Lord of power and might, the one who sustained every human being, and the one who has the power to call human being back to your eternal home. We continue to thank you for the lives of every person that live in this space, in every country throughout the whole wide world. And we continue to submit ourselves unreservedly under your direction, your protection, your providence, your security, your defense, your healing power over each and every human person. And we continue to submit the TRRC, the sitting, to you today. And we submit all the witnesses that will come before us. And we do ask that you shall grant them the boldness to be able to speak the truth and continue to grant the Commission the discerning spirit to discern between truth and falsehood, and also to grant the population of this nation and the diaspora and the international community as well. Grant them the willpower to exercise maximum patience and to allow the due process to take its proper course. And you, being the just judge, will reward each and everyone adequately. This we ask through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Bishop Adiko. Council, if you're ready with this morning's witness, you may proceed, please.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, commissioners and members of the audience. May the witness be brought in, please.
Thank you.
Wolof. He said Mandi. Okay, all right. Hamna waji ne, hamna waja Mandi.
I, Ismaila Jagne,
nte Ismaila Jagne
do swear that
ben kalilako
I'll speak the truth,
be toñale fola
the whole truth,
toña damma
and nothing but the truth.
nte fen fola men manke toñati
So help me God.
to alama ala endema
Good morning, Mr. Witness.
Sedo Isama.
Welcome to the TRRC.
Bismillah TRRC.
Apart from my mother, I have not seen a Janyen speak Mandinka this well. Mr. Witness, you are called upon today to testify about the events that took place at Ghana Town and the Tanjeba Reserve sometime in July of 2005.
Sedo yoko ye kumande ja ku men jam wala minti kul la me alon ko wala kitanu Ghana Town Tanjela kunu malayandi dingira nyinto sangola ka me July 2005 sango kono ma fa.
You have already taken an oath to speak the truth.
Andung ben tembo men do ye kalotale wala nyin kama be toñale fola.
May I remind you that it is an offense under the laws of this country to lie on the oath?
Akabe hakilo bulanda ko nyin gabban ko kanjang ni bina sedandiro ila tumala men ye kalifay pareda andung jigite je ko nyana men fola namange toña dronti.
Do you understand that?
Yo faham la ba?
I understand.
It is also an offense to provide false or misleading information to the Commission.
Andu hanin kabi o nyakiro nyam fana luati nyalem puruka kuma soto balo di commission la jang aninka commission fana filindi o be mu luati nyalti banko kan jang.
Yes.
When you respond, Mr. Witness, pronounce your response. Say something. Your bodily gestures, either shake of hands or head, would not be recorded. So you have to say something.
Ni nyinin karo tilila ni be jabiro kala iba fola ha kana bungo jijar wana ye ku jija be diamulale.
Thank you very much, Mr. Witness.
Inumbara bake sedo.
What are your full names, sir?
To ni kontongo dum.
Tomi Ismaila Jagne.
My name is Ismaila Jagne.
What is your date and place of birth?
E wuluta sanjumale andu e wuluta mintole fanang.
Muluta on the 10th May 1963.
Muluta me karo till 1963 Burfoot sate okono. Okay.
And could you provide us with your biographical information, please?
Foyesi ila kibaro nying wala wuluta minto sanjuma nila o nyongol. Foyesi mako no wotole bang.
Biographical information. He's already provided his date and place of birth. So tell us about your schooling.
Primary school.
I started at the Brufut Primary School.
During primary 6 bang.
After finishing primary 6,
Yensamba, Ghana.
I went to Ghana. Continue my education there.
Being that middle school standard 4.
When I went to Ghana, I did a middle school there up to standard 4.
Between during our bandrong Morontan and Gambia 1975 con.
After completing standard 4 in Ghana, I came back to the Gambia in 1974.
What nata mi usabo olam mama mi nisambage wo bantanu itunko kana nang mululalia Gambia.
The reason for coming back at that time was I was taken to Ghana by my grandfather But he died. After his demise, then there's no way for me. I have to come back to the Gambia.
So between nata tra mulal fe yang for anun tolle le doko minti wala mu bade moti. So ma koroketa wolto ni be bade mokeja.
So when I returned back home, I went back to my parents' home, but their occupation is fishing. They are fishermen. So when I came back, I joined them and went along with the fishing trade.
So between itrata wala kamona for 2004 inatanke alkaloti Ghana Town je weatra ulula ul fanang banta.
So I was there until 2004. 2004. That was the year when I was made an alkali at Ghana Town. But by that time, both of my parents have passed away.
Killing will have passed away. Killing.
Okay. One of my parents had passed away. That's my father.
So what are Jagne for? In 2000
I was there until when this incident happened at Ghana Town. By that time, I was the alkali.
Kindly tell us how you came to be involved with this incident, how you came to know about it.
Isa fo no nye akeno ra nyaade le fo nyun ko nyin na fudela kala mutan rodo.
Ke na kala do kete nyami wala nyinti ko nyim mo flale natanan akabonang ulo kono.
How I came to know about this incident is that two people came from the forest and came to me.
And wato fanang biri nata imofla.
In fact, it was one of them who first approached me.
Okay. Mr. Witness, how did the person arrive at your place?
That's what I want to explain now.
Mokilin follow nata and nata nyaming modol ko itolko itakatanong bakwela. So low bakweta
Mr. Witness, before you tell us about the person's narrative of what has happened, tell us how you first came into contact with the person.
Silang follow afanya ni ini mari nying alla ko follow adamu dadulato nyadi la ina la nyomo yo follow
asa nga family din wolle nata boys wolle nata Ghana Town community mol dole nata mo follow samanang ya as de alkalo ko nyimo de nga jebada tole ako abegana nga lalle nyini anata taraje.
Well, the first person came with some small boys. And when they arrived at my home, the boys came to me and told me, well, this man is asking for the whereabouts of the Ghanaians who are said to be living here. He is asking for those Ghanaians.
So the boys came to report to you as head of the village of some stranger who is asking about Ghana Town.
Amunta nyin kambandingol nyin nata je ka nyin karo alkalo la ko luntango dolle sardo ko be alkalo ya nyin kakang.
Adeno inan atelbe nata nyola naso konoje.
The boys came along with the man himself all the way to my compound. They all came together.
Do you by any chance remember the person's name?
Fo nyimari nying harje kono fo isi nyimari nying atoni sa hakilo sa mutano le ba
tonya tode wobota nkotala asa fono le bari nyinata atolla.
Truly speaking, he might have given me his name, but now I cannot remember the name anymore.
Okay, and kindly proceed, please. So when the kids arrived, the boys arrived with this person, they told you, here is this person, we found him at the beach, he was asking about Ghana Town. What happened next?
Bringing funding Ghana Town.
Bira anata samananje mitung alanying kuma mia follow for bitung nata na alfalbe kumandi ko ngalunta wale soto mi alonko dino la fo ya jele ini anatan ya jang.
Well, when they arrived at my home and when he started speaking a foreign language, then this is the time I called some other elders to join me so that we can all be present whatever he is about to tell us.
Did you understand the language in which he was speaking?
Yes, I understand the language he was speaking.
Did he tell you why he was in Gambia?
Aya fo ina dalilo me azaba be Gambia banko kamba.
Ala dalilo mi aya fo ni wala minti ko mo jurumol lamu ye kulungol ta Senegal pro kana ila kulumba ta ya jiyo kono ba kono bare
what he narrated to us was that they joined a ship in Senegal to come to the Gambia. And because the reason for their coming to the Gambia is that they had a bigger ship in the Gambia which they were supposed to board for them to travel by.
Boat intede ship intede boat iwalata Senegal kana ila boat waling ila ship waling.
Well, he said they took a boat from Senegal to come to the Gambia, and he said that there were many. So that when they come to the Gambia, they will join a ship in the Gambia here.
Proceed.
So, Wakabala, Biri Nata.
Yes, proceed.
Biri Kulumota, Ibitala. So, Biri Futata Bakononak, Ifutata Nata, attended to Latumia ko itulfon manje long.
So after they came together, they boarded a ship and they went to a place where none of them knew that place where their boat stopped.
But did they know the country?
Gambia.
And that's part of the Gambia here.
Proceed, please.
So Kabira Kete Wonyama, ye sambadula di dingira dolto. Kumola sutia kama atea fonye nyami wala isamba idula dolto bari yeke bondi je ke isamba ni pick up.
Well, what he said is that after they reached that place, they disembarked, but some people came and approached them and picked them and started carrying them away with a pickup.
What I understand is, yes, samba dula doto, birin botaje, yes, ye chikanang ya samba plus kotenki. So it's like, okay, let me do it this way.
Amunda ya sada nyame wala nyinti ale kulungu nyilota min tole badala.
Ya long
kulungu lota bakonole.
Ale tol kulungu asembeta duma ko badala. Bari yala te wo tumo amang jan long amang satel fanan long be satel min to fola fo nyindula lamba fo nyindula lamba etol yo wato.
Okay, the ship stopped by a beach side. So at that beach side, so bring kulungu lota badala juma mol lejita ko atel ifangol lejita bang fo muneta.
Let's do it this way. Let me just ask the questions.
Yes.
He told you that they arrived in a place they do not know, which was in Gambia.
Yes.
Gambia.
Yes.
Okay. From that place, did they tell you what happens to them?
Itolla kumakawo kan iko komunta police le nate kan.
As he narrated, he said, when they reached that place, they said policemen approached them at that place.
And what happened when the police arrived?
Kumakawo kan mate ya fontori nyami wala mintiko labang biri bote dingrato.
Birim polisol nata muneketaje. Ye min fonye biri polisol nata muneketa.
Muna fo e biri ko barim polisol nata muna fo itolia.
Ke nyininkal kuma kan wala mi alan ko etel I think between what all I told
he said when the police arrived there, they started questioning them.
Okay. Did the police leave them there, or did the police do something else with them?
For police all ye to jela bang for police all kusata la bang police all menke itolla.
Angola undiko kabiri keto wanyama ye samba ye bondi dame jela to ye samba dinklato.
He said after they talked to these policemen, they were removed, they were moved from that place and taken to another place.
Did they describe that other place to you?
Dingirani ye samba damendo fo ye je fo enne kalama fo enne ba.
Aiko ye samba bumba dole to o bungo ye be samba toldol samba jele to.
He said when they were removed from that place, they took them to another place where they had a big hall, and they were all placed in that hall.
Did he tell you their number, how many of them were involved?
Aya fo enne tol mo jelle mo nanga mo jelle be o ko nyi kono.
I mean for yakoi imo siatale bare aman mo nanga mo fonye.
He didn't give me any numbers, but he said there are many. There are many in number.
Did he tell you their nationalities?
So aya fo enne bota banko di banko mento ba.
Akoi itol mo Ghanaian ti ani Ghanaian be kono, Nigerian be kono, Senegalese be kono, ani bank dol bare ama wolo.
He said there are Ghanaians and you have Nigerians amongst them and Senegalese nationals plus other nationals, but he didn't mention those countries.
Did he tell you whether there were women?
Fire for the bang for musol be kono le bang.
Well, he didn't tell me anything about women being among the group at that place.
Did he tell you what happened to them in the first location they were taken?
Aya fo na fo ku sor dal ba menkete la dingira fo lo ye samba damendo ba.
Amawo kumo fonyi kabirin ngamin satete e wala fonyi katabaken wato.
He didn't tell me what happened to them at that location. Just what I said here, that's what he told me.
Could you proceed and tell us how they were taken to the second location?
Sidang fa isitenten no ya fa moli akeno ra nyaare la koy bondi dingira folo ye samba dingira fulanda nyundo ba.
Abiri ye samba ye ke pick up kono itol motang tang ye wala ke pick up kono ye samba.
He said when the pickup came, 10 of them were told to board that pickup. So the pickup took away 10 of them at that in the first trip.
Did he tell you what the people were wearing, the people who took 10 of them away?
Aya fo ndaba o mo men na te tol mo tangol samba ye mo fensi falelu.
Akoy fenfi won ledum.
He said they were wearing black clothes.
Those black clothes, were they uniforms or random dresses?
O fenfi ngol membe dundila fo uniform wol lembang fo dum fen fedo fata kensen wol lemba.
Uniform wol.
He said they were uniforms.
So these were black uniforms. Did he say whether they were of Gambian security forces or foreign security forces?
Munta of dum fengol mu uniform wol de fo aya fo ne fana fo uniform wol nying na Gambia tanko bunda mo la uniform wol lembang fo bantala banko la tanko mo la uniform wol.
Amo forte.
No, he didn't tell me that.
Okay. So did he say, what did they say about the place they were taken to?
Silang ay muna fo dingirato ye samba damento ay muna fo jela kuoto.
Akabiri ba ye samba suto la bare dingira mi ye samba ye akabunta wulolam.
He said they were taken there, it was at night, but he can see that that area was close to the forest. In fact, it was in the forest.
And did they say what happened while in the forest?
Ya fo ne bang wato men be wula kama nyin kono bang.
Biring ye samba ye ike fula bondi pick up kono.
He said when they reached that forest, they started taking them away in two by two. They will come and pick up two and go away with them.
And what would happen when they were taken away?
Silang muna kanake ninga tara ye bondi o piko po nyingono moto nyingono ke samba.
So ni samba min samba ibiko o bukana muruna.
He said that if they take away two and go along with them, those two people will not return.
And while there, did he say about things he was hearing as they were happening in the forest?
Wato men na benu nje fo aya fo ne kaka kumale moy wato men kake wato men na be forest o nyingono je
ikoy ka kidi kan moyle biri be pikoto ifo itoli imestel sama wato men ke kidi kan wala moy.
He said as these people were carried away two by two, they had gunshots when they were on board the pickup. Mike.
Thank you. Did they say whether those people have returned or have been returned to the place they were taken from or not?
Fo ya fo ne ban fo mari nyol ni samba e kan muruna na ma dingirato ye bondi da men do ban.
Ni fla samba ibuka flol milikata wol buka na muruna.
He said they were taken away in twos, but any two they take away, they never come back.
And what else? What happened next?
Itung bira ket wo nyama kenindo bije wo sembo warta back ke ba ke jamba nunkuma mi alanko sembo de ay wosotol.
He said
ila ko forof ko ila for ala forot
wobe tolle kono fabe jumanyol le kono
abe itol yemili samba.
He said among the people carried away, there was someone among them who happened to be a hefty person, a tall and a very strong man.
So biring yaje nyunu ni tata ibuke samanan ro a kidi a fingete kan a kidite kan wo mi ke guide do mi kilo min ke guide a kidita wo kan ani wo be struggle la what was struggling kono ibe be struggle kono ron itol borta dunta julol ko.
He said that strong man, when two of them were taken away and they were left on board the pickup, when this strong man became suspicious, he attacked the guard who was guarding them. So a struggle ensued. During that struggle, the others who were on board the pickup decided to jump down and run away into the bush.
And then?
Okola?
Okola le itol wokono yala fankun lo momo ba aniole borikan kantakan. So ate follow minata wodunta aning ba ma fonlo tuma minaye ba kumakan mai.
So after they jumped from the vehicle, it was now each one for himself. So they ran. One of them had the sound from the ocean. Then he went towards the beach side until he arrived at the beach.
Forest okono ngani be a sola be finger bara kato kefo after the badata.
He said after he jumped, there came a time when he started crawling toward trying to escape. He said, in fact, inside the bush there were many sticks which pricked him on his legs and so on, but he continued crawling until he saw the beach.
Proceed.
So, o kamo tumamina keta wonyama after the bada to mina ay kulon leje sakrim balkono.
So when he reached the beach side, he saw some boats inside the water.
Ko de nyinde yasake no nyimbe kela badema dulati so afenkita tata wodin krato another time for wodin krato.
He said, well, when he saw these boats, he said this place might be a fishing area. Then he said, let me go there. That's how he walked until he reached the area of those boats, which happened to be a fishing area.
And do you know what that location was?
Yal no dingirani mumidol tenuba.
Go follow the lebetenda to wokola na tenten kana Ghana town tendato.
That area, in fact, was inhabited by Lebus, but from there he walked on until he reached Ghana Town.
And that place inhabited by the Lebus, what's the name?
Brufut landing site lum. Ibe Brufut landing site. Ghana Town Lebu ya webemu. Akamuta Lebu le follow ta je wole be wording crowd to wala tenang kafumandi Lebu.
That place was inhabited by Lebus, so this is why we call that place Lebu Tenda. And nearby, it was the Lebus who first came and settled there. Then later on, this area also became an area where they call Ghana Town, where the Ghanaians stayed. So these two places were not far away from each other.
It's Brufut Fish Landing Site.
Brufut, they are all part of
Brufut Landing Site.
They are all at the Brufut beach.
Dinkral, tenda Ghana Town tenda followti, but I call le level tata settle ma font. So Latin told Ghana Town community kakumandi lebo tenda.
So when the Ghanaians settled at the beach side, later on these Lebus came and settled at that area, which this is why we named that place Lebu Tenda.
Proceed, please.
So what didn't want to Ghana Colby again, Yaninkaror ko Ghana Colby Nyato, so at that I Ghana boys will do Taraji, Wole Nata Samana Suoko.
So then when he reached the other landing site at the Brufut beach, he asked the whereabouts of Ghanaians. Then they pointed the place to him. When he went and reached the place, that was the time when he came with these boys to the compound, to my compound as the alkali.
So has the second person arrived before the elders in the community converged at your home?
Oh, you move for Janning, a Furtala Janning, allow Janning cable you before the Sukonova.
And I bear me wo Kachala drum. Amam Yala ila itema aman 30 minutes nyong, Woya Tranam Alfal baby jailed.
Well, when we met to talk about this first person, less than 30 minutes, their arrival were not far away from each other. Less than 30 minutes, this second man also came.
And what was the story of the second man?
Fanana kumo keta nyami wala mi to bring ibewo struggling la atafanan tata dinka doto.
As he narrated, when this struggle was going on board the pickup between the strong man and the guard, they jumped from the pickup. He also said when he jumped down, he just ran blindly away to be far away from that place.
Did the second person give you the same story as the first person?
Second person in ako atitata ning Tangel futata bada tanje mafond. So bira futata tanje mafond yanyininka ko atabota muntola ko atemu Ghana Koti. So bira ko atemu Ghana Koti bitung iko Ghana Town be nyatole. So I kodo diala I pass iko I blani motokono atara anata chi Ghana Town.
The second man's narration was that when he ran away from that spot, he continued until he reached Tanje. So when he reached Tanje, he asked for Ghana Town. Then some people gave him money and told him this place is not Ghana Town.
Can you take that again, please?
He said, when the second man...
Let the witness repeat his narrative.
Yo, during struggle to for findita wording grato, wording gra ayafonya mi akojemu molbe seringe badalo. So ndol ajel ko Tangela moti, ateman jelom. So Tangela moti. So bira fata jeto Betong yaninka bota mintel ikatemu.
When the man escaped from the pickup, he said he walked until he reached an area where he found many people. Then those are the people he asked, and they also asked him, where are you from? He told them that he is from Ghana. Then that's the time when they directed him and told him, well, where you have Ghanaians here. They directed him to where the Ghanaians are. Between bring tenteng.
Bring after the get to karaoke ko kodole diala ko ay bulani moto kono oba jindela Ghana town.
So after he discussed with them and he asked for Ghana town, he said that he was a Ghanaian. That's the time they directed him and told him there's a place here called Ghana town. They gave him money and told him to board a vehicle which will take him to that place.
So bina after the dinol nata samana yakoteng.
So when he also reached that place, the young man brought him also to my compound.
We atra indol fana wodo fana bije nabe diamola fam pare ato fana nata akoy ko biri nyoje drong be kumbota.
So when this second man arrived at my compound with these kids, he found us sitting down there discussing with the first person. The moment they saw each other, they both cried. So this is how he came and sat among us.
So do you know why they both cried?
Come ni struggle ba minke kanata nyaming wole kontan for aketa kumboti.
Well, he said after going through that struggle and they both escaped and later on they came and met each other again, that might be the reason why they both cried.
It's the happiness that they have both escaped. That was the reason why they both cried.
Well, what I thought is that, but what made them cry, I don't know that, but this is my own thinking.
Actually, I was just correcting the interpretation because that was left out.
But he has now said he doesn't know what made them cry.
Yes.
But that was his own thought, that it might be joy, that's why they cried.
Indeed. Thank you very much, sir. So, what happened after that?
So, during Winter Yatefana, Kuma killing, Wokuma can kill me, Wodoya for, at the Fan Center.
He said the second man's narration was the same thing as the first man narrated.
Proceed.
So, Biraketa Wanyama, Nyanta Itopotole. So, Domoro Dila, Yeku, Yela, Kopato, Ikoi Batatale, for Yefonyondi.
So, after all that discussion with them, we should help them, we should take care of them. So we decided to give them food, then we gave them water to go and take bath, then they said they were tired, then we allowed them to go and lie down to rest.
What time of the day did they arrive?
They arrived there around, starting from 6 towards 7 o'clock.
In the morning or in the evening?
In the morning. In
the morning.
That's very early in the morning.
Yes, it was early in the morning.
Did they tell you what time they were taken into the forest?
No, they didn't tell me that.
Did they tell you how far away the forest was from the point they first had contact with the people who came to their aid?
Jamfo be nyoye nyaadi le ye samba dame do wula kama nyin kono anin dinkrame yalon ko melu nata pour il ke dema e jamfo be nyoye nyaadi le.
They didn't tell me that either.
Okay. So what happened? Did the community had a conversation to discuss this matter?
Sate mol nying foye wato sotole bam buru kanyum kasi kanyum ko nying kachaba.
Ayo beren aketo wanyama bawo community nying nga Ghanaian community executive soul bijele.
So after the discussion with them, there were Ghanaians there. They also have Ghanaian executive members there.
Chairman or call.
We called the chairman
of the Ghanaian community executive.
Ghanaian community executive.
Yes, the Ghanaian executive committee. We called their chairman.
So bring a fire ko nganying kumo fire.
When we narrated this matter to him,
chairman ko wato ngambatu adefana a consul call.
He said, when we narrated this matter to him, he said, okay, let's wait, I'll call the consul.
Which consul did he
Ghanaian
Ghanaian
community consul.
The Ghanaian community's consul here.
Wato nga consular soto Ghanaian community consular soto.
That would be the consular officer of Ghana in
Ghana, yeah.
Yes, that's the Ghana, that's the consul.
And then what happened
Ghanaians.
afterwards?
So biring ayo nga foi defon ke tolle la moy be mi fola de no la quote.
So after all that, we also sat down to wait and listen to whatever they are going to say about these strangers.
So bijele dum for you awicho jamfata tele salfana wato sita de nyende tala kata salo.
We were there until it was time for the 2 o'clock prayers.
So data salwo watola.
That's the time when I left there and I went to pray.
Birin nata ngatara eko police ole kam nyininka.
When I came back, I was told that there were policemen who were asking for me.
Police killing them among a policemen.
Okay, that it was one policeman who came there who was asking for me.
So birai futaraje akoya iko ita idanku PIU.
So when I reached there, he told me that let me go and answer to the PIU office. When I reached the station,
so ngata jube form be Ghana town community more identify jebang.
So when I reached the station, they told me that they found 8 corpses around the bush. So they want me to go there and look at them, whether I will recognize any one of them if, in the bush. In the bush, if I will recognize any of them being somebody from Ghana town.
Did you go with them?
They came with a vehicle and I joined that vehicle and I went with them.
And where did they take you?
They took me to that place.
Highway kam.
The vehicle stopped on the highway.
Do you know the name of the place?
Ani dingra omo na bab this saying all bab reserve.
The area is now
Parks and Wildlife Bird Reserve.
That place is now the Parks and Wildlife Birds Reserve.
That's right. So, and that is just right next to Ghana town.
Yes, it's not far from Ghana town. It's nearby.
Proceed, please.
And then?
So what all data yensama furel be larindao da dingrao dinkrato yensamba je purkata jube.
So I went around with the policemen.
Ani modo de barinter mawolo bari police in wole nibe data nyola.
We went around with the policeman plus some people, and I don't know those people, but we went along, including the police. Then we went around to inspect these corpses.
Manna Ghana town mo identify Jamie Alonko Ngalong.
Then we didn't see any person among them who happens to be from Ghana town, whom I knew before.
Did you see the corpses?
Yes, I saw all the corpses.
How many did you see?
Yeah,
I saw 8 corpses.
By their appearance, did they look Ghanaian?
ila Kenyato fa mulunte fele ko Ghanaian Ghana dingol lamba
ngado la tribal marks leji.
I saw one of them. He had tribal marks on his body.
What tribal marks?
Mun tribal mark la won muna wote.
Ghanaian tribal marks ni mu Ghana koti nka min suti bala wala ni comme mi ben defam balate.
Yes. Well, it looks like the marks on my own face here. This happens to be identical to Ghanaian tribal marks. When I saw that on that person, I thought that he's from Ghana.
Did you think that he was from Ghana, or you knew immediately that he is from Ghana, seeing that he bore the same tribal marks as you?
Ya mira la ko abora Ghana la man fo ilar la ko abora Ghana la ka nyin kamala ko yo marke wa jala o nyaada bala ji
katu mi o sabo nyina kuma ka min nata akuma la kuma sata nyi ngajele ko imo jamalo so ko to la ngalon ko mole be economy alon ko wo mole.
Well, as this first person who reached my home, as he narrated, he said there were many. So this is why, as he narrated, I realized that as far as he said there were many, and I saw these tribal marks on this man, this is why I thought that he might be a Ghanaian.
And then what happened after that? But perhaps before that, what injuries did you see on these victims?
Some of them were bleeding. Blood was coming out of their noses and their mouths. I didn't stand over each and everybody to scrutinize properly, but I stood and watched them, and I saw that blood was coming out of their mouths and noses. That I can see. Some of them were lying on their stomachs, others were lying on their backs.
And did you see any injuries on their heads?
Well, as for their heads, I didn't look properly to scrutinize what happened to their heads.
We have a copy of the autopsy reports. I'm looking at the police report now. And it is said that some of them had broken skulls. Is that true?
I didn't look at that properly to see what was on their heads, really.
Okay, all right. But the injuries that you saw on them, did it appear to have been caused by sharp or blunt objects?
Yala sanya kodal hoba halalabul malone ya akenya mi nyama dal bari askeno was façon la wala dobi yala farinya jamalebe molla miaran ko ase akeno anyhow bari nakrosdo dal ngole je dal.
Well, people are killed in many ways, but according to my own observation, I cannot tell exactly what instrument they used to kill these people. But what I realized, what I can attest to is that I saw them bleeding.
But you convinced that these were Ghanaians, correct?
Sediale katuko tribal malmi ngami foloje ngalonko anu nyin boysol fan nyin milo yalon ko ikanata inata ye kuma minfo ngaji kilo ko Ghanaian be terere ko.
Well, that convinced me that they are Ghanaians, because when these people came and narrated, and in their narration they said they have Ghanaians in the group, and the tribal marks I saw also on this man also made me believe that they have Ghanaians there.
And what happened after that?
So Wokola le natana chairman no call.
Again, after that, we called the chairman.
The chairman no ko already from apparate am faran call lale ko
The chairman also told me that he was just about to call me to question me about the whole matter.
Biring mbota wulo kono drong nata call ko sai nata mo frel letra o dingrato mbalaje.
So when I came home after inspecting these corpses, I called him and told him that, well, I have gone and checked, but we saw about 8 corpses in the bush.
Proceed.
Wotola ko silang woto mo flol bi balbul ali samba police olia.
That's the time he told me that these 2 people who came to your compound, take them to the police so that they can be secured under the custody of the policemen.
And proceed.
So bira keta wanyama.
After that,
proceed.
Bira keta wanyama.
After that,
we
took them to the police.
Alive.
Yes, they were alive.
After they had eaten, showered, and rested a bit.
So, bao na konsulo ko nga samba polisol ya jelebe skiola ko na German ko konsulo ko ali samba polisol ya pre skioje.
So after all that, after they ate, bathed, and rested, then that's the time when the chairman told me to take them to the police, saying that they will be secured under the police.
Thank you very much, Mr. Witness. Did you come to hear about what has happened to these people afterwards?
Nying kumo de kuma may la kuoto ano na alfalfa na man na kuma foi consul ning chairman fanaman kuma foi al ila kuoto.
Well, personally, I didn't hear anything about these people afterwards. The chairman and the consul also didn't give me any information concerning these people.
Biring katu biring ikonga samba polisolia ndonga samba jele so kola biring ularo data pruka ijube iko ye sambali.
So after we took them to the police, we left them there. Then later on in the evening, we returned to the police to go and check on them, but the police informed us that they were taken away.
And then?
Yes, they were
nata na chairman call nga foi ko iko nyimbotan tol bul janne sanya aba ye sambal ye bondi janne ye sam.
Well, after that, that's the time I called the chairman again to give him the information that, yes, we took these people to the police. But this evening, we went to the police to check on them, and the police informed us that they have already been taken away from the station, and they were taken away.
So between giri tata ye foi ko ye sambale don moruntana.
Then our reason for going there was to take food to them that evening. But when we were given this information that they have been taken away, then we decided to return home.
Mr. Chair, I have here a statement that was issued by by Nana Akufo-Addo, currently President of Ghana, but at the time he was Foreign Minister of Ghana. And it was issued in the well, it was dated Tuesday, August 16, 2005. And this is a press statement that was issued soon after his meeting with the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Dr. Jagne Jagne. And in page 5, this is what he had to say. Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. Kaito babulu jang me ya lonko kibar kaito lem. Andung wo kaito menna kumakang lubije ikafole Nana Akufo-Addo. Atele mugana la president nyin tembeng. Bari wato men abenyin kumakang lufola anata Gambia janne andungo tumo atele mugana la minister timembe ni mbantala banko lutema. Andung anim banko president we bengo ke wotumo kavo meye Alhaji Yaya Ejeje Jammeh aniwe o bengo ke wotumo le bitung wotumo lem nyin Ghana la nyin minister membe ni mbantala banko lutema Nana Akufo-Addo ay nyin kumakang lufo wole to wolebe nyin kaito bala.
Perhaps before then, I should just make a reference, Mr. Chair, to Exhibit 206A, which was an exhibit put in by Inspector Malamin Sise. That is the report of the investigative panel into the death of bodies found at Brufut and subsequent detention of 7 Ghanaian nationals. It's Exhibit 206A by Lamin Sise. By Malamin Sise.
Kaito le meya lonko, meya kaito nyindala ka fole Malamin Sise. Yo kul membo bala wala kata ye furewlu menu tombong bada la ning inata mo worowlo menu muta ye itarta muto kono men ya lonko ko ganan kollem ay kuma kangol menu safe o kibar kaito to wala nyindi.
And on page 4, second paragraph, this is what it has to say. It says, during the course of the investigations, the Ghanaian community on the same day, 24 July 2005, surrendered 2 strangers, namely Bright Antwi and John Kueko. The two appear in the village in the wake of the discovery of the bodies.
Does
this confirm the story that you just told us?
Amulunta nyola katuko biri nyola story ya fonye nyame ila struggling if ikanata inata ya abiring zornge jenge nyininka iko struggling ne ikanata wo fenkol ko and mose yo mi itol mo tannam so seyo yo ngawole je fenko to tingrato je so inflol akamonta itolam.
Well, it looks like they are the 2 people who escaped because the man said there were 10 on board the pickup. So after these 2 escaped and came into the village, that it was after that we discovered these 8 corpses. So that really corresponds with these 2 people's narrative that there were 10, 2 of them escaped, and the other 8 he thinks were the people who were killed in the bush there.
Council, just before, did that report of Malamin Sise, say that the two individuals were surrendered. I thought I heard
by the villagers.
By the villagers.
Yes.
Fine.
That just confirms the story he just explained.
Fine.
I just want to draw your attention, Mr. Chair, to the list that was submitted, that is Exhibit 200.
Yeah.
And in Exhibit 200, the fourth name is Bright Antui.
Amunta tolu benu safeta kaito bala nyingana nkolu nani njango to nani njango wolmu to kilimoleti Bright Antui.
And the report also contains the statement of Bright Antui that he gave to the police in Ghana town.
Adun kumakangolu fanalu be kaito balale ate Bright Antui ay mem for police oli Ghana town.
He also confirmed that he was surrendered to the police in Ghana town by the community in Ghana town.
Afana yin kumo tonya yandiko jama molu men be Ghana town wolle telu samba police oli ya bitu yeteli di police la otembole.
And the other person is John Kweku Akotul.
Do John Kweku Akotul.
But in our list,
yeah,
it is written as John Carson. That is number 23 on our list.
Kaito balajam John Carson mwanin sabanjango wole be saferinje.
Yeah.
And John Kweku also confirmed the same story.
Adun John Kweku fana yo kumakan kilimule fo katonya yandi kodoe memfo.
So they both made statements at Ghana Town Police confirming the story that he gave.
Itol moflo be kumakan ludile Ghana Town Police meye alikalo nyina kumakan lutonya yandi kaya sata nyamin jang.
But Mr. Chair, now to the statement of the then Minister of Foreign Affairs for Ghana.
Sayin sita kumakan luto wo tumo memu Ghana la minister ti membe ni mbantala banko lutema kumulu menfo.
He said in page 5.
Ayimfo kaiti lera lulu njangoto.
First paragraph.
Sapa foloto.
Mr. Chair, this is not exhibited separately, but it is taken from the NIA file on the death of the Ghanaians.
Kaito madundi sede ya kaito lukono folode barbitu yata NIA lebulu. Ye kaito lumenuta ebulu nyimbol lekono.
We would have to exhibit this perhaps through one of the investigators.
Bitu ebe kaito nying sede andilale tumandolu ka tambindi nang kisikisirila dolu la karola.
And it states on the first paragraph, page 5.
Ayino fo sapa foloto kaiti lera lulu njangoto.
It was established that the 5 Ghanaians who were in police custody were handed over to the Gambian police by the Ghanaian community. 3 of these, Nana Eko Yeboah, aka Tarzan.
Nana Eko Yeboah, bari dolka faye Tarzan.
From Anyan Abase.
Membota Anyan Abase.
Mr. Kweku Atapanyin Dazi.
Mr. Kweku Atapanyin Dazi.
And Mr. Kweku Apia Kubi.
And Mr. Kweku Apia Kubi.
Were released from police custody on our intervention.
Iko inatawulu bulale poliso ke bondi poliso bulu biriteliye dabula je.
And in the police report,
adum poliso la kibaro kono.
These individuals are mentioned in page 13, 14, and 14.
Ye nying molu la kumo fo lera tang anin sabanjangoto anin lera tang anin nanin jangoto.
Yes. So we can account for those 3 people.
But the reference in that police report concerns what?
That these people were apprehended and handed over to the Gambian police, and the Gambian police later handed them over to the government of Ghana.
Kumakao membe wakaito balawale mnyindi kwenye mulu biri ye muta yedi Gambia police lela. bari bitong te lakuma kangoto inata nyina foko itelefonal nata o moli chikale yedi Ghana man sakundala.
We have the statements of those 3 individuals
Monta o mo sabolu lakuma kango wala be o kaito bala
given at the time of their arrest and detention.
wato men ye muta ani ye sindi dula killing tumo men.
Their stories also confirm the same other stories.
Andu ye kuma kango fo nyamin we kuma dolu fanalu tonya yandile sataro ketanu nyamin.
So the question is, apart from these 2 individuals, do you remember other individuals who were also arrested or apprehended by the community and taken to the police?
Ninga bora nyimmo fulolla fo hakilo sa murano ko modol fanan torta sorata jela bay men muta andu inata ne di police wala ba
ani nyimmo fulol dronem katuko dole community Ghana town gi ni luntan nata ike follows ni momo jedron ake follow e samana ndeleya ike samal kalo ya follow.
These are the only 2 people who came to us, because in Ghana town, the norm there is if any stranger comes there, they will bring that person first to me as the alkali.
Okay. But anyway, these people, this set of people, were also handed over to the police. And they were later handed over to the Gambia government. They were later handed over to the Ghana government.
Well, I don't know anything about that.
They may have been apprehended by some other group.
Okay.
Because these people, they stayed in Ghana town for 4 days before they were surrendered to the police.
Mamola ku kalamta miyalan ko inata fo ay 4 days beke sate kono jente mamin kalamta.
Well, apart from these 2 people that we surrendered to the police, I am not aware of any other Ghanaians who came to Ghana town there much more to stay there up to 4 days.
I may have misled you, Mr. Witness. This witness said as follows: Nana Yabua. He said when they arrived at the port, he realized that the police started chasing them. Fortunately for me, I managed to escape. And with 2 others, we got a place to lodge. And we stayed there for 4 days before the Ghanaian community came and brought us to the police at Serekunda. Well, it says Sarakunda, so that should be Serekunda. So you perhaps that's the reason why you did not know about them.
Atra Ghana town je tilinan be mang min kalamta o senjahalde.
Yes, that could be possible, but for them to be in Ghana town up to 4 days when I am not aware of them, well, I didn't know that.
And there is this other lady also from Apia Kubi's statement. There's Apia Kubi's statement who says that a Ghanaian lady came with her husband and assisted them.
Muso fana fele jam yalon ko abota Apia Kubi state ako kanu repeat
ako ganan ka muso na kema nata me yalon ko wolu nata pour ka makoyro di ñi luntangola.
And he reported to the Ghanaian consular who took them to the police.
Na ko mo fa furande Ghanaian la consular la menata na ko isamba police.
So we have 5 people who were surrendered to the Gambia government.
2
at Ghana town, and 3 in Serekunda.
Fula yol bondi Ghana Town ne, Saba yol bondi Serekunda.
According to the foreign minister, now president,
foreign minister Saim president ako ala kumakamoto.
He said the 3
ako mosabulu
who were handed over at Serekunda
yemenu di Serekunda
were handed to the Ghana government.
Yewol di Ghana masakunda lale.
Those are Nana Eko Yebua,
wala mun Nana Eko Yebuati,
Kweku Ata Panyin Dadzi,
Kweku Ata Panjin Naji Darzi, and
Kweku Apia Kubi.
Kweku Apia Kubi.
And then he went on to say,
Attendenda Kafo.
The Gambian police
Gambia police olu
claim to have released the other 2 who have vanished in thin air. Nobody has seen them since. How do you feel when you hear that the 2 you have rescued and handed over to the police have disappeared in thin air?
Saying, yaje nyadile, yata nyadile. Atele nyumo flulu menu makoi. Ke domurindi ku ke wokola alnate samba polisoli ya. Ale na nyumo koli yema ntafonyo kono nyale. Mo meje kota ke mo mankulo la kodo. That is something amazing to us.
Being foreign minister, president is saying.
Just as the foreign minister said at that time, who is now president of Ghana, when he came to Ghana Town,
station auto,
at the PIU station,
Ambassador King Kang,
he sent the ambassador to me,
station auto,
so that they can call me and so that I can go and meet them at the station.
So when
I reached the station, he asked me to narrate what has happened.
So when
he asked me what happened, I narrated the same thing to him, exactly as I narrated here.
And PIU station mimbi jeno wato ay nyininkako wo mo flol alkalo ye di wala chief ye di la wole.
So after my narration, the Ghana foreign minister at that time asked the PIU officer at the station there, he asked him, well, you had the alkali, the 2 people that they surrendered to you, where are these 2 people now?
How did he respond?
His answer to the Ghana foreign minister at that time was that these people were released.
Alkalo la diala munaten alma murundi alkalo yefo alka abula bulal wonyam.
He told them, now these people were brought to you here by the alkali. If you are going to release them now, why didn't you return them to the alkali?
Ako yinde for ila high ila senior officer sol wala se akumo jabino.
Then the policeman told them that, well, that can only be answered by their senior officers.
So bitung akay ko tota abitala ainela senior officer solji.
That's the time when the foreign minister said he will go and try to meet their senior officers. But what he told me, he said even if it will take him 10 years, he will follow this matter.
Indeed, Mr. Chair, the former foreign minister, now president, wrote to his Gambian counterpart.
Nundo foreign minister sa atela mwila Ghana president oti ay safaro ke ala Gambian nyaton ko dolma.
Ghana la ay ado kumulunta nyo memo Ghana la memo Gambia la foreign minister ti.
On 4th August 2005.
August karoti nani 2005.
On 2nd August 2005.
Hakatu August karoti fula 2005.
And in that letter,
and wo letter ronyin kono,
he said as follows.
Ay mem foje wala mnyinti.
The records at Bruford Police intervention unit showed that
record wala saferol men yalon ko yewle soto bruce brufut la police la para la dingira ta memfo ay me itandi ko
the two Ghanaians were escorted to the police headquarters by police escorts on 24 July 2005.
Police me yalon ko wolle be je wolle tambinde ke samba police la korda bado karotil mo anin nani 2005.
When we demanded to visit the headquarters to check whether any entries were made to that effect,
benga kanindro ke pour kata police la korda bado pour ka jube fo safari soto ndala me yalon ka safeta nyun la kuoto.
He stated that no such entries were made.
Ay ni tandi ko wo safari sifa onana mang soto je.
A curious departure from normal police practice.
Baral la me yalon ko police bara
meya kula meya lonko aketa ku ke baloti kas police la silo bula inyanta tala silo men na yewle bula.
He also indicated that
ay tandi je fananko
the statements taken from the two Ghanaians were with the head of Interpol unit in Banjul, who was on track with the then IGP.
kuma kan fulol men soto mo Ghanaian banku dingo fulol mo bulu ila kuma kan nyimbe Interpol la fanna la bari hanin kabi Interpol la nyaton ko nyin anin police la nyaton ko be banku murumurungol la.
That just confirms the story the witness just mentioned.
We kuma kan nyin tonya yandi non ko sedo e kuma kan men foja sainten wrong.
The police commander, however, indicated that
Police la nyaton ko men la commander ay tandi je ko
there were no records of the said Ghanaians being brought in and freed.
Ghanaianol saferte je me alon ko mba tandila ko ye nati je andu ye bulale be fambulu.
According to the commander,
la kuma kangoto
he interviewed the two Ghanaians the same day.
Ghanaian dim banku dim fulol nyingo lunkilo nyim fawla bri nata ye nyunin kale
found that they were innocent
ay nyim je ko mankuke
and released them.
Ay bula.
He could not answer the question as to why he did not release them to the Ghanaian community or to the forestry officer who brought them.
Manyin karo nyin jabino dalilo me asabu amanyin Ghanaian banku dim fulol nyinta di Ghana la jama mo la membe jang waranto forestry of la dokula me ye natije.
That also confirmed what the witness has just said.
Ofana ya tonya yande ko sedo e kuma kaw men fo jan saintenga ni way nyomutale.
The minister went on to say, thus 3 of the 5 individuals who were sent to the police have been identified alive. The other 2 the police claimed to have released have vanished into thin air. And no one in the Ghanaian community has made contact with them since their supposed release.
Mo Ghanaianol banko Ghana banko dingo mulo hani mo kilini ma nyomo no ka bring iko ye bulale.
That also confirms your story, isn't it?
Ofana yela kuma ka wonjing aninga we atonya yandi la fonde.
Yes.
Since these events in 2005, have you heard anything about these 2 individuals or from them?
Bright
Antwi and John Carson.
Brian Antwi and John Kanswe.
Mankuma mwela kuoto. Kabiring wawato biring adila iko yege. Nana mela kuma mwe koteng.
Well, from that day they were handed over. I never heard or saw them again.
Thank you very much. No further questions?
Thank you, Counsel, and thank you, Mr. Ismaila Jagne, for coming to testify before the TRRC.
Kiaman ko inumbarabake Counsel inumbarabake itesedo memu Ismaila Jagne ila seda liroro.
We found your testimony very helpful indeed.
It
would help us ascertain the record of what really happened to the Ghanaians. Again, thank you very much for coming to testify. Commissioners, if you have any questions, please indicate. Commissioner Kinte, you have the floor.
Assalamu alaikum, Ismaila.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Greetings to you, Ismaila.
Baraka bake, baraka.
Thank you very much.
Birimbe la moy kanung akamulum birale domoro samba nyune maybe suto lem pour siemang.
When I was listening to your narrative, it looks like that the time you took food to them to the police station, it was during the night.
What did you malem?
What were the Gambra Lansar Kola?
This was around after 5 p.m.
Metaraje.
You didn't find them there.
Police all koe nate kamajel.
Koe bondi jele samba.
The police
said
the police said they were taken away from there, but they didn't tell me where they were taken to.
But bringing Ghana la minister tata je ekol yen ye bulale doro.
Yes, that's what they told us, that they were released.
Ye min fonye folofo anen minister la na wata min fonye imang kili.
So what they told us when we took this food to them in the evening was quite different from what they told us when the minister came there.
Bari manna afo minister e waran council onyen ko ñun lakumo ye men fontol ye folo ke ani ye men fote bi mankelin.
Nga kumo be fo na moliele.
Ya falla moliele.
Yes, I narrated this to them. I told them this thing.
Na ñinin ka do men de ba ñun police ol bali fe nunje. Al tate di menu la mole be kono ite men sute bang isa to fono warang isa ataman ser ala halo taman ser moy.
As far as these policemen were at that place, Brufut, Ghana Town, and they were staying there, when you took this food to them and they told you these people were taken away, is there anyone among those policemen whom you can recognize or whom you know before?
Tonya, in the womol dal, biri nada geto, ikanyo falin. Well, dobije lokum, dobije ikanawoli nyama. So ita lono ko nyinam nyinti ula nyinam nyinti. Foni atara ini trata nyokang for 2 or 3 days. Isa auto isa longwanung ni bagatara lakilin fana.
Well, these people who work at that station, they used to exchange duties. So some of them will spend some few days there and go, others will come. And to know somebody, you have to stay with him for 2 to 3 days for you to come to know the person. But that didn't happen between me and them. No, I cannot
recognize,
because it was also, it has been a long time now. Has it been just recently? I might have recognized somebody. But this happened a long time ago. Thank you very much. Abaraka.
Yeah. Thank you. Commissioner Samba, you have the floor.
Commissioner Samba fanan lafte ñinin kala.
Thank you very much, Chairman.
Akoy numbara Chairman.
Ismaila.
Ismaila.
Allah ñi mo fulol men nate aliano.
These 2 people who came to your compound.
Allah joya miroto aliye imuta aliye domoro dila aliye bule sinota.
Just as human beings, you gave them food, they bathed, and you allowed them to rest. They slept.
Aliya mira nonko nali e bula ibe yeman na fonyo kono. Aliya o mira la numbang.
Did you think that if you release these people or take them to the police, were they going to just disappear in thin air?
Mamira no do kaduko ivon la hadamadium hana manke ibadi motifan par hadamadium wati mi yalanko ko malia fo nyami nyanta nyode mara. Well, atra manke wo nyama to nse itobotono comme ala ya fo nyami bari nene mamira wala.
I never thought that something like that will happen, because a human being is a human being, even if somebody is not your relative. Much more if he happens to be your relative. You take good care of people as human beings, that's what we know. But for them to be treated like that, well, definitely I never thought something like this will ever happen to them.
altella jo ya mira uta altel ya mira nunko albe nyi nyale ke kanyilye al nyinata al ma Yaya Jammeh la jamano jube ka foko ninga di Yaya Jammeh la molla nyil bita tarla mantoro le kono.
Well, as human beings, your thoughts, you didn't think what the situation was, what the trend was during Yaya Jammeh's rule. So you didn't think about that. So this is why I think you decided to hand them over. But if you had thought about the trend and what was happening in the country, that might have shown you something else.
Tata nena mamira wala katko ni atra nunga alonda ko nyinkusi fala bekela nu. Tena tena ndolfonsa ajube nyenta hadama ya ming tamandila ila kuoto for ala se idema so okeno bari nena mamira nyinkusi fa obezekela nu inshallah.
I never thought that this will happen to them, because at that time we could also have helped them. We could have done something for them. We could have taken care of them in another way to pursue the way of humanity, to help them, for them to feel comfortable anyway. But we never thought something like that will happen to them.
Abaraka.
Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Chair, you have the floor.
Chairman Nolanko Fanan Lafte Nyininkala.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Esa. Thank you, Ismaila.
Ako ay Sirantio Numbara, I lead Council Numbara. Ako Ismaila itafana Numbara.
Mine is just one simple question.
Katila Nyininkaro mu Nyininkare sono yaren kilineti.
What language did you use when you were having the meeting at your house?
Alidia muta kanjumalela. Wato men albenyim bengo ke kang ilabungo kono nyim molu naring.
Kadi amu twi akan tamo fanti. Twi fanti ani awobe mu fengold.
We were speaking in Twi, Fanti. These were the languages we were talking to them. Twi and Fanti.
Thank you very much.
Akoy Numbara.
Thank you. Commissioner Jones, you have the floor.
Commissioner Jones, Fanan Lafte Nyininkala.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Jagne, for your testimony.
I
have one question regarding the 8 corpses you were called to identify. Do you have any idea what happened to them?
Mela kuma mai ba. Nyimo sio la kodal well nga maila drone ye fanan sambali.
Well, what happened about these 8 corpses is that we heard that they were collected and taken away.
Thank you. They were collected by whom? Collected the bodies.
Mantara do wato mili sambade man along mili sambari ko ye sambali.
I was not at the site when the corpses were collected and taken away, but what we heard was that they were collected and taken away.
Mr. Chair,
maybe you can.
We have had the evidence of Pa Jallo, who was the police CMC, and he said he organized for pickups, vehicles to come and collect the bodies. And we also have the newspaper showing depicting the bodies in the pickups being driven to the mortuary in Banjo.
Lead Council Kadamen Sene and Willem Nyintiko, ye nyin kibaro soto pajalo atelebe CMC nun wolem do kubunda memmarta kujawolu no masatola ko ye nyin frewlu sambale ye bula pikopol le kono ke samba yo adun kibar kayto do fanan soton tamenna ta kusa feje kaytandi ko ye nyin frewlu bula pikopol le kono ye be bondi o dinkirato ye fa damin ye samba.
Commissioner Jones was not here when that evidence was led.
Commissioner Jones tijal nung biringo CDRO bekela.
And these weren't the 8 bodies that were subsequently buried in Ghana and exhumed in the documentary that we had seen earlier.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. If there are no further questions, Mr. Jagne, if you have any concluding remarks to make, please proceed to do so now.
Say Mr. Jagne, wairi Commissioner Luye nyininkar dota koma. saying ning kuma kambe te fananda ilafta mem fola pour mol ya moy bitum akata ya marti ite financier kuma kan sindi moluma
la barka bake.
Thank you.
Ali commande pour ka sedia nyin ko.
Thank you very much for calling me to come and testify here.
Bolam kote ndegamin long bolam inte ko kiskisuro mi alon ko abake kan pour alla doko e soni albul wala tenali woke.
I know that the reason for calling me here is that you are also doing a job to bring out the truth, and that is part of investigation, and I know this is why I was called to come and testify here, so that you can hear and know what happened there. So this is why I also came to come and testify and narrate what I know.
So tentu ka jeye alle ka ala dane pro ala do ko nyi al sal bambandato al sa kaira bake ale ala tu ko akono fanan al sa asoto kaira kono inshallah.
My prayers are for all of you. I'm praying to Allah to give you more strength for you to be able to carry out your mandate, so that whatever you are looking for, may Allah make it easy for you. May Allah make your work also easy for you to carry out your mandate up to the end, so that whatever you need, may Allah protect you and reward you for whatever you are doing.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Jagne.
Mr. Jagne.
Council, give you two alternatives for the break. We have, during the break, a reconciliation event that we would hold in the hall here. That will be for about 45 minutes. Either we come back after that coffee break at 12:45, in which case you would have only 45 minutes with the next witness, or alternatively we add that on to lunch and then resume with the next witness at 3 o'clock. What's your readiness?
Perhaps we could come back after the coffee break, after 30 minutes, and then we would do the reconciliation event, and we would break for lunch, and after lunch we would hear the last witness. So that should be around
No, during the coffee break we would do the reconciliation event, and then it would take 45 minutes.
During the coffee break?
Yes, yeah.
All right, that is fine by me.
Fine, so we can come back.
So what are you proposing to do? Do you have a break, or you don't have a break?
No, we're going to have a break, a coffee break, and reconciliation event would take place. Okay. What I'm trying to ascertain from you is whether or not we come back at 12:45, in which case you would have only 45 minutes with the next witness until the lunch break at 1:30.
Mr. Chair, perhaps that decision could be made close to the end of the reconciliation meeting. So that would allow me to first inquire whether the witness is already here or not.
Yeah, fine, that's good. That's good enough. We will take the short break now and then come back at 12:45. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.